Hey guys, Jason the X for SCNS Live, powered by Cinelinx.com, with a new review for you here. This is the EAVI Metal Mugen Scope. Yes, this is a new toy manufacturer. This is the not Perceptor. And honestly, I was ready to give this guy a bad review. I was kind of experiencing a little bit of buyer's remorse. That's until I got my old G1 Perceptor out, and, well, we're going to get into it. So anyway, let's move into the side. We got a little picture of the box here, the Mugen Scope. Got some nice artwork of Perceptor. I do like this. And you got to look at what's inside. This is from Keith's Fantasy Club. We got a Facebook page right there. You can check it out. And you got a little bit of a bio on the back. I'll go ahead and just leave it there for a second. You can pause the video. KFC! Keith's Fantasy Club. Really could have thought that out better. I do like the little Gundam with the bolo tie on, or, well, that's not a bolo tie, whatever. But the EAVI stands for Expendable Autonomous Virulent Infantry. Okay. And there you go, a little bit on the back. So anyway. But that's a box. This is too low for the camera to pick up. And there we go. So you've got the Mugen Scope here, the not Perceptor in his scope mode. He does transform into three things. Now I was looking at this and I was honestly like, this is boring. You do have this one hinge on the back. This is I'm going to get this out of the way right now. I saw one of my favorite reviewers, PI, review this thing, and this little ball joint back here that holds this on is very weak. And he said, oh, that might be improved with the future release. It did not. It is very weak. This thing pops out a lot. You'll see that a lot during the review. So anyway, this is what he looks like. You got a nice little tray there. See? It begins. Now granted, I have not done anything to beef up this ball joint because I kind of wanted to show it off in its flaws. But yeah, it doesn't grip very well. It doesn't hold. Anyway, he's a really small microscope. I mean, this thing fits in my hand. It's almost like that Legends class figure that turned into a microscope. Look, see, I didn't even touch the thing. It just fell off. And that kind of pisses me off. I know it's a ball joint. It can be fixed, but regardless, it does fall off. And it kind of sits there. This dial right here is movable. He does have nice little chrome bits. This does turn. These are a little too recessed to try to turn, but they're there. And nice. This guy is not bad. He's just got some. He's got some flaws. And my Facebook Messenger is going off. It's probably one of the guys. See. I mean, yeah. I was gonna say it could be mine, but during Pia's review of him, this thing was falling off like you wouldn't believe. So, yeah. If you get him, you're gonna be doing some work on this guy. Oh, do they all have to start talking right now? Anyway, here he is, a comparison with G1 Perceptor. So you get an idea. He is really small, but this is a G1 figure. And looking at it, I kind of dig how similar they are. So that's why I was kind of like, you know what, this guy may not be that bad. So, and here he is with Reveal the Shield Perceptor. So yeah, widely different. But he does have three modes, which we'll get into, and but yeah, he's wow. Anyway, he does store his two handguns under here, and he does have an extra accessory. It's this nice, very nice sniper rifle, very well constructed. It's big. I dig this. It's flaws with this figure that I'm not digging, and I might just leave this off for the rest of the review. So anyway, he does have another mode, so let's go ahead and get into that. You want to close this up. And you know what, one thing about this guy, this part here, if you look down there, there's a little bit of gray, silver, well, silverish plastic there. Really rubs here. I mean, I was afraid that this thing won't clear when you look at it. And when you get it up there, it doesn't quite go flush. Also, this little piece here, if you can't see that, it doesn't feel very secure. And looking at the back, it just looks like it's glued, and maybe the glue came off, but This does pop in and out, so it doesn't pop in, it just gives a lot. And like I said, there's not much, this does not click in. I think it did it first and it just never did it again. So anyway, to turn him into his intermediate mode, you just want to turn him around, straighten out the legs. Nothing pegs in on this portion. Turn these arms around. Also, this part here, it's got a tab and a slot here. This side pegs in good, this one does not. So yeah, you just bring it down like this. I might be doing that wrong because he does come with this one instruction sheet, and he comes with a card too that I just cannot find because it was time to do the review and I can't find it. Clearly, that's why. So anyway, you want to bring these down and kind of meet them together, I guess. So you get kind of like this kind of even tread mode here. And then you just take the gun and kind of, I'm just going to do this now because it won't stay on there. Now does it go the other way around, or no, it does. Kind of got this the wrong way. So yeah, you just want to peg it back in there, and everything here is on a nice ball joint, so on several joints. You got like a swivel here that pops out very easily. Of course, you got the ball joint in the shoulder. This is on a swivel joint. This is on a hinge. So yeah, you can get to do quite a few things, and it's at the point now where I don't even think this thing is like catching when it pegs in. I mean, you don't even hear like a click for when it pegs in. It just kind of, it almost seems like it's just too stressed to even sit there anymore, which is very disappointing. So anyway, it just sits right there, and there you have his tank mode, which is not unlike original Perceptors. I'm just transforming Perceptor over here on the side because his transformation from Microscope to pseudo tank was fairly quick. And there you go. So yeah, this is actually a better tank mode, but like I said, nothing pegs in here. And he's got a lot of, a good range of motion due to a lot of ball joints and swivels and everything everywhere, so it kind of makes it hard for him to stay in this form. And he's very small in comparison to other generation style figures. So yeah, that's the comparison for that, and let's go ahead and get him transformed into robot mode, because this is where this figure actually shines. Alright, so let's go ahead and get into the transformation for this guy. And basically, he's pretty easy if you couldn't tell already. Back this up a little bit. So anyway, so I want to take the legs, which actually like peg in right here. Take them, extend those down. Yeah, that. Anyway, take those down. Bring him forward. Let's spread out his feet. And bring the arms down. And all you want to do is just push them up, revealing the hands. Same thing here. Now this part's a little tricky because, well, back here is a plate where his head is. The problem is this joint here is stiff. I mean, this does not want to budge, and there's nothing to really get your fingers around here because it's so recessed in there, you can't really get it. I mean, kind of get your nail there, and I'm destroying my fingernail. It's so ridiculously stiff to get this thing out. So what I have to do is like get a little tool or something. I got something, so bear with me here, and kind of just pry this down to kind of get it up a little bit. Jeez, this is really, And transforming this guy back to vehicle mode, I really was kind of wary about it because I was like, man, I got to get that head out of there again. It might loosen up over time, but you really got to get in there. Jeez. Not making this up, folks. Let's see if we can just kind of get underneath there and maybe. See, I'm trying not to damage the figure either. I just noticed that on the side in there, though. That wasn't there before. Not sure if I did that or did the figure come like that, but as you can see, I just broke my damn nail trying to get this thing up out of here. That's how tough this thing is. Might be mine, might be all of them, who knows. But for now, this thing is just a pain in the butt to get up here. I honestly don't think, there we go. Just got to get it past there, and then you can kind of just bring it up. There, finally snapped into place. But no joke, guys, I mean, you can't really get this thing. Get out of here. Yeah. So, yeah. And there's that. I mean, probably after this review, I'm not going to transform this guy back. See, now we're getting into why I dislike it again. So, you want to take the shoulder cannon here. Use Microscope. Make sure that this part stays in. What I do is just bring it at kind of an angle here. Plug it into there. So it kind of sits kind of close over his shoulder. There you go. And there you have Mugen Scope in his robot mode. And yeah, like I said, this was a pain in the butt. I mean, like when he's like this, he's not that bad. I mean, he's a really good rendition of Perceptor. He's got some ball jointed feet here. Got a double hinge on the legs. Got a twist at the thigh. Those are his guns. He does rotate at the waist. And he has some really nice shoulder joints. These are kind of like a ball joint that's actually got a hinge here. And twist the bicep, double on the elbow, and the wrists are on ball joints. The head is also on a ball joint, but one thing, my left wrist is very loose. And I mean, it's not that bad, but it is very, it's kind of loose. So I showed you his gun, but he also does have these, I'm just going to leave that thing off. He does have these pistols which peg in very securely there. And you can slip those into his hands. So you got Perceptor dual wielding, and his posability is so nice. It makes you want to forgive some of the things like this head that won't come up and the kind of boring two modes that he has. But yeah, and that plastic tolerance inside here. This does feel like a very thin plastic. But I'm not sure if I did that damage on the inside or what, but you can see how thin the plastic was when I got in there. And also he does still have his big sniper rifle. And you can get some pretty decent poses with this thing. I'm trying to get him some decent poses with this thing. Oh, and just to look at the head sculpt here. He does have that monocle there, a very serious looking chin, and some nice light piping. You gonna stay there? Huh? You gonna stay there? No, you're not gonna stay there. I mean, that just popped out. I mean, it might have been like stressing against something and just didn't want to stay, but he also does come with an alternate head without the monocle. Let me just grab that real quick. So yeah, He does have this other head here. Oops. There it goes. That does not have a monocle. Still light piped. But yeah, just very serious Perceptor head. I mean, they're exactly the same head. Just without the targeting reticle. Now see, I'm telling you, the problem is, it's like this thing here, when you plug it in and try to sit it on his shoulder right there, it just has to stay there perfectly, or it's going to just pop out again. See, slightest thing and it just pops out. Like I said, ball joints can be fixed, but I mean, this has been like this right out of the package. And that's a little disappointing. For a comparison shot, here he is with my G1 Perceptor. You'll note the height difference there. And here he is with Reveal the Shield Perceptor. Whereas Reveal the Shield Perceptor was very big in robot mode, he kind of matches out there. I'm going to put a little Autobot symbol on him. This guy is probably never going to see the light of day as a microscope or a tank again. And for that, I really can't recommend him. I do recommend go get the eye gear set that has the sniper rifle Perceptor and the Ripper labels that'll put the little monocle on there. But otherwise, I can't recommend this. It does look cool like this, but that's it. You don't buy Transformers for just one mode. But that's been my 2 cents. Until next time, guys, I'm Jason the X for SCNS Live, powered by Cinelinx. I'll catch you later.